Very good morning to all. Friends, we are discussing about this plant maintenance. So in the last lecture, we have discussed about what is the maintenance, what is plant maintenance, and introduction to this, and what are the different objectives of plant maintenance we have started. And today we will be discussing about this plant maintenance objectives, then importance of this plant maintenance functions, and very important, we will discuss the types of maintenance. So in this way, we will proceed. So let us start this maintenance objectives. Okay, so maintenance objectives. We have discussed some of the bit in the last lecture. That is maximizing production, minimizing energy usage, then optimizing the useful life of equipment, providing a budgetary control, optimizing the resource utilization. So these all are interrelated. So maximizing production. When maintenance will be less breakdown will be there, less stoppage of the machines will be there, the production will get maximized. Minimizing this energy usage. So consumption of this electricity may be thermal, may be chemical. If maintenance is proper, that energy utilization will be up to mark within the required limit. Optimizing useful life of equipment. What is useful life? So consider that you can say any one machine, that lathe machine, we have purchased a new lathe machine and guarantee warranty period 5 years, and it is required that the machine will work effectively up to next 20 years. So if the proper maintenance of that machine is there, then definitely it will work more than that. You can take the example of bikes. So the standard life for the bike as per the government regulations is 15 years. It is required that after 15 years, that bike should not be used like that. But if you take a good care, as per as the regular intervals, whatever the servicing is there, and after 5 or 10 years, if required the replacement of whatever the parts are there, then after 15 years also, you will not feel that the bike is of 15 years old, and effective smooth conduction as per as the mileage and the you can say the ride of the bike, it will give you a different experience. You will not feel that it is of 15 years. And again, rather than feeling, you can say bikes the people are using up to 25 years, 10 years additional. So this is the optimizing useful life of equipment. This is just one example that I want to correlate. Okay, then providing budgetary control. I will take next, optimizing resource utilization. So what are the resources? If no any machine stoppage is there due to breakdown, due to maintenance, then the material, machine, then manpower, all will be utilized effectively if maintenance planning is proper. And if you achieve all these four, then providing a budgetary control. Budgetary, what is the scheduled for this 1 month, 15 days, quarterly, half yearly and yearly, whatever the budget is there. So this maintenance objective is to achieve the budgetary control. If maintenance is not proper, one firm cannot achieve the budgetary control. Then on the other side, you can see reduce the breakdowns. So if any machine is immediate, or you can say emergency situation, breakdown is there, the production will hamper. The material has to wait, the operator has to wait, and again, it is having the effect on efficiency, use of energy, and then resource utilization. Everything will be collapse, because due to that breakdown time, that one has to go for arranging all the things. Then reduce the downtime. One machine is in, for example, let us assume that if any machine breakdown, then the maintenance objective is to recover that machine within half an hour, within 1 hour, so that the downtime may be reduced. The machine is not working for 8 hours, the machine is not working for 3 days, and the machine is not working for 1 hour. Definitely after 1 hour, if the machine will start to work effectively, no problem. Then that downtime will be only, means that machine is not working, it is only for that 1 hour only. So this is one of the important objective of maintenance. Then improving equipment efficiency. So any equipment is there, let us, we have said that lathe machine we have considered. So maintenance objective, the efficiency of the machine should be improved. So if the proper maintenance is there, after periodic intervals, checking for vibration, then overhauling, and you can say oiling on daily, weekly, whatever required basis, and proper cleaning, everything if we will keep, and greasing wherever required for lead screw, etc. So it will enhance, it will improve the equipment efficiency. Improve inventory control. This is very important. We have discussed inventory. So whatever the in-process inventory is there, raw material is one part, finished product is one part. So transforming this raw material to finished product, in between we will call it as in-process inventory. If any machine is in breakdown and whatever the downtime is larger, the in-process inventory will be larger and larger. So maintenance objective is improve the inventory control, and this is if any machine will break down, or if it breakdown occurs, then how to bring that machine once again to the original or working level. This is the objective, so that inventory control will be good. Then implementing cost reduction. If all these points will be covered, means maximize production, maximize energy usage minimum, utilization of resources at optimum level, then less breakdown will be there, inventory control is good, equipment efficiency is good due to this maintenance objective. Ultimate, it will be objective will be implementing cost reduction. If all these will be achieved, definitely anyone can tell that there will be reduction in the cost. So these are the some of the maintenance objectives that are written once again. Importance of maintenance management. It helps in identifying the cause of failure, whether the failure is due to design or due to wear. Very important. Main importance of maintenance management, identifying the cause of failure. Design defect or wear out failure. In the machine design second, we have discussed these two types in gear failure category. So this life of a gear, for example, assume that 5 years, and after 6 months only breakdown, or we can say the gear fails and breakage of the gear tooth occurs. One has to go for analyzing whether this is the design defect, that whatever the load acting on the gear, and due to the misalignment and vibration, the dynamic load increases and the gear is not having capacity to withstand the dynamic load, and therefore this occurs. So this you can call it as the design defect, because this whatever the material selected and whatever the conditions assumed as per the dynamic load calculation, it is the wear not withstand whatever the required conditions, and failure is there. Or a wear out failure. Wear out, as time passes goes on, then some there is massive wear occur, and again due to that wear and tear the gear fails. So maintenance will help whether it is occurring due to design defect or whether it is occurring due to wear out failure. It also helps in deciding the type of maintenance and the maintenance decisions like replace and repair. So this maintenance, it also helps in deciding the type of maintenance. Again, we will discuss different types are there. So whether one should go for preventive maintenance, corrective maintenance, predictive maintenance, or any other type, or the decisions like replace or repair. Very important. If the product cost is 10,000 and one part is required to repair, and it is having the cost approximately 8,000. So only 2,000 difference is there. And after repairing also, what is the probability that the product will work or the part will work for next 5 years? So here the decision has to take, rather than this, can we go for adding 2,000 more and let us have the new part, at least it is having the 5 years guarantee warranty period. So like that, this is, it will provide a decision about replace or repair. Then it provides the necessary information regarding the life and reliability. It provides the information about the life. What is the desired life of any part, and how we rely the reliability of the equipment. Lathe machine, 100 products per shift, 2 hour shifts it will work, 200 products on one lathe machine. So reliability, whether that machine is capable. If the machine is having 25 years old and you can say, okay, no problem, we will continue with it, no problem, you can. But if for continuing this, all other things should be taken into account that should we rely on this equipment for, because once the order is taken and once we have taken in account for that, the lathe machine will perform in excellent manner, and 200 products on that lathe machine will be produced and they will give to next. But the lathe machine after 1 month, due to this continuous operation and etc., if it is not performing, then again there will be a problem. So this is very important that it is the means one of the maintenance management, that it is provide the necessary information which is required, that what is the life and can we rely on that particular machine. With the help of these tools, spare parts management got initiated. Very important. Now you are having the information that this is the part, this may fail at this time, this is the type of maintenance that we are going, everything, the picture is clear. Now what is the spare parts management? What are the different spare parts? For example, if fabrication shop is there, I have already given you this example. And in the fabrication shop, small and big, consider total that 100 grinders are there, that Bosch grinders. Assume that one company, Bosch company, and grinders are there. And the people are using the grinders for 16 hours a day. So ultimately, every day, two, three grinders have to go for some breakdown and go for changing the carbon brushes or some, etc. like this. So the spare parts management, that if the carbon brushes should be ready with that maintenance department, so that it will not hamper the production. If the grinder will come for this repair or maintenance within 5 to 10 minutes, replacing the brush and giving the grinder back, and the worker will continue with the production. So this is the importance of this method. Continued. The maintenance management is responsible for smooth and efficient working of the industrial plant, and it helps in improving the productivity. See, the maintenance management is responsible for smooth and efficient working. We have discussed all the objectives. So if you go for that, considering all the objectives, you can easily understand that why it is responsible for smooth and efficient working. It also keeps the machines equipment in their optimum operating condition. This in way objective we have discussed. Thus, the plant maintenance is important and inevitable service function of a efficient production system. So the main aim of the maintenance management is to keep the equipment in working condition, in operating condition, up to optimum level. It also helps in maintaining and improving the operational efficiency of the plant, and hence contribute toward the revenue by decreasing the operating cost and improving the quality and quantity of the product being manufactured. So let us discuss. One example we will take. Take a lathe machine, and once again that same example, that any job is manufactured. Take the hammer, any part or any other job is manufactured, and it contributes toward the revenue by decreasing the operating cost. So if maintenance is proper, the slideways, the guideways are working with very less error or no error. The continuous oiling and greasing is there. Vibrations are at its minimal conditions. So everything, all the conditions are good. Ultimately, what is desired? 100 products per shift. Definitely it will be achieved. And again, along with that, the quality, not only going for 100, whatever the go and no go gauges and whatever the tolerance is specified or requirement on the drawing or the design specification, it will also manufacture. So if the machine is in good working condition, so it will decrease the operating cost, enhance the quality and quantity, and ultimately contributing for the revenue. This is very important. As a service function, it is related to incurrence of certain cost. This is another point. There are certain costs for the maintenance. The important component of cost are employment of maintenance staff. So there are certain costs associated with maintenance also. So very first, the maintenance staff will be there. Other minor administrative expenses. So we will see in detail the chart. At that chart, we will come to know that how this one typical organization structure we will discuss. Investment of maintenance equipment and inventory of repair components and maintenance material. So see, if the maintenance has to perform in very efficient manner, it should have the maintenance material ready. Whatever the repaired parts are there, the inventory should be in stock. Let it be nut bolt, let it be brushes, or let it be any other thing, let it be oil, grease, and whatever the things that are required. So all these parts taking from the Allen key, because if we want to open any CNC machine or any of this component, then starting with Allen key. So all these things should be ready with that maintenance. Then the person who will do the maintenance, the employment and the salaries and the administrative expenses, there should be engineer and the supervisors related to this maintenance, and some decisions are required to be taken. If some material is not there, then immediately asking for the material and bringing the material in the minimum cost, or at the sum of the part, if some other party interference is required, some subcontracting is required, or some, for example, when CNC is there and there is some problem in that particular controller. So whatever the other parts are there, somewhat plus and minus can be possible with that company or the we can say the fabrication unit, the maintenance. But if there is a problem in the controller, then that has to be discussed. For example, let us take two controllers, that Siemens and Fanuc controller. So if the controller is made up of Fanuc, then that service engineer has to approve that Fanuc, the services, and he has to go for the detailed quotation that this is the problem and at the earliest possible how it can be resolved. So like this, absence of plant maintenance may lead to frequent machine breakdown and failure of certain productive centers, which in turn result in stoppage of production activities, idle man and machine time, dislocation of subsequent operations, poor quality of production, failure to meet delivery dates. Many are there. Industrial accident, endangering the life of workers, etc. So if maintenance, plant maintenance is not there, what will happen? So machines will break down and failure in the machine will occur. If the production center is not working, it will reduce in the stoppage. Work in process, it will be more. Operators are idle, machine is idle, material is waiting for the processing. Man, machine, material, all are idle. Dislocation of subsequent operations. We have to go for performing the operation on any other machine. Again, schedule of that machine will also get disturbed. Poor quality of production. If that is required to be performed on CNC, but CNC is not working, so we will split this operation into 2-3 different machines. Definitely, quality will not be there. And ultimately, if that order is required to be dispatched on 30th of January, and if two machines are in breakdown for 8 days, whether that shop floor or the company will able to meet the delivery dates? Definitely no. And here the loss of this customer faith, etc., it will happen. And if plant maintenance is not there, then very important, industrial accident. So if maintenance is not there and rapid failure of any of these component, it will very high risk to worker and operator, and again allied cost. So it is not only the cost of that loss of the job, you can say. Let us take an example here as far as the accidents are concerned. So overhead cranes. So the cranes are overhead and they are lifting some of the items. Okay, and let us assume that 50 ton. So one of the job, very important job, is they are moving. Okay, and crane fails, the job will fall down. Number one, the loss of crane, that is different. That 50 lakh job, after falling it down, if there are any losses, that is the main loss as far as the financial is concerned. If any operator or any of the worker is near the job, handling the job, okay, if it will fall on any other job, again loss of the property. And if it will fall on any of the, or any worker will get injured, let it say any hand or leg or something like that, then again permanent injury to that worker. So there are many costs associated with it. So this is about the what will happen if proper plant maintenance is not there. So this is the somewhat things are there. Then, however, the importance of plant maintenance varies with the type of plant and its production, but it plays a prominent role, significant role, vital role in the production management, because the plant breakdown creates the following problems. So we have discussed what will happen after breakdown. So once again, it is mentioned here that Plant maintenance varies with the type of plant. If it is a continuous production, the maintenance will different. If it is a batch type production, the maintenance unit will different. If it is a mass production, again it will different. It is a continuous, means you can say complete computer operated and robot operated systems are there, maintenance will different. So every of these production systems have different requirement of the maintenance, but there should be a plant maintenance system. So if a plant breakdown occurs, then what will happen? There will be the loss of production, rescheduling of production. We have to schedule once again because two machines are not working due to sudden stoppage of process, damage in the process material. So one flow is maintained after drilling, then lathe, then milling, then grinding, and then moving to next shop. But lathe is not working. So after drilling, it will cannot process to milling because the lathe is not working. So again, the complete change of this rescheduling and wastage of the material may be there. Then next is the need for overtime. If due to maintenance, the working of a factory is closed, I can say the man and machine are idle for 8 hours. So in order to compensate that 8 hours, the worker has or the plant has to go for some overtime. And overtime, it is the additional, generally, I will say in general, very generalized statement. So you have to ask the worker for work for overtime, and the rates may be 1.5 to 2 times, because overtime after that working hours, that worker will go for performing the job. So generally it is 2 times. So that is though again this overtime, it is having various costs that that company has to bear. Need for subcontracting. Now you will come to know that after overtime also it is not in a position to meet the target. So let us go for subcontract. Let us identify any other firm who will perform the task and give to that firm order. Again here the profit margin is less, or many times it is the situation that we will meet the deadline but no profit is there. In such conditions, for maximum manpower utilization, workers may need alternative work due to temporary work shortage. See, now if a plant is in any machine is in maintenance, the worker is idle, you will assign some other work, alternative work, due to this temporary work shortage, and it is having some different effect also. So this is also required to be considered. Then friends, let us proceed further. We have discussed now this importance of management. Now what are the different functions of maintenance management that we will discuss. So functions of maintenance management: to develop the maintenance policies, procedure and standards for plant maintenance system. So depending upon which plant is there, to develop the maintenance policies. What are the different policies that are required to be applied? What are the procedures and what are the standards for plant maintenance? To schedule the maintenance work after due consultation with concerned production department. To schedule the maintenance. Now, let us assume that a shift is in working condition. Let us consider that only one shift is there. So the shift start at 8 o'clock, 8 to 12, 12 to 1 lunch break, and 1 to 5. Only 8 hours the worker are working. Okay. So the maintenance department is required to discuss or in consultation with production department that when we schedule the maintenance. Because if the maintenance is scheduled in this time, 8 to 12 and 1 to 5, what will happen? The production will get hampered. So generally in industry, the many of the small preventive or short maintenance periods, wherever is applicable, they are performed in the lunch breaks. So you can say it can be performed from 12 to 1, or it can be performed, if assume that only one shift is there, then it can be performed after the working hours, after 5 p.m. also. To carry out repairs and rectify or overhaul plant equipment facilities for achieving the required level of availability and optimum operational efficiency. See, here to carry out the repairs, let us consider that any, once again, I will, as why I am taking generally the lathe machine, drilling machine or milling machine. If I will take lathe machine, you have at least, you are very much familiar with the lathe machine and what are the different parts that you already know. Therefore, I am taking the same example again and again. So to carry out the repairs and rectifier overall. So lathe machine, if any problem is there, if it is required to replace the belt of that lathe machine, the belt pulleys are there and the belt is not working, to replace the belt. It is you can say the repair or any other problem, electric problem. So replace or repair, and to rectify or overhaul. So go for this overhauling, and this it includes the oiling and greasing and checking all the errors, and the lathe machine should work at its optimum operational efficiency. This is the target. To ensure the scheduled inspection, lubrication, oil checking, and adjustment of plant machinery and equipment. To ensure the scheduled inspection, some of the work centers may be daily, some of the work centers once in a week, some of the work centers fortnightly, some of the work centers as per the use is there once in a month to go for inspection. Everything is right. If any problem is there, lubrication, oil checking, and adjustment if required, whatever. To document and maintain the record of each maintenance activity. Only doing maintenance is not sufficient. Documentation should be there. So how many times repair, how many times replacement, how many times over-oiling and modification or any other thing. It should be in record. On this one particular drilling machine, the oiling was done at 8th of January, again 15th, again 22, again 29th. So every Saturday, the machine is going. And if any repair is there, then also you will come to know that only before 15 days, this part was replaced with a new one till it is failing. So next time, some decision is required to be taken whether that firm should go for replacing it or there is problem in any of the other units. So this is also required to be considered. To maintain and carry out the repairs of buildings, utilities, material handling equipment, and other service facilities such as electric installation, sewers, central stores, and roadways. So this is generalized to maintain and carry out the repairs of buildings. So this is not directly related to this machine, but the repair of building, repair of utilities, repair of material handling equipment. If there are, you can say, small hand operated trolleys are there, then some machine operated trolleys are there, trucks are there, small trucks, and then overhead cranes are there, or some pulleys are there that are required for material handling. So the repairs and maintenance of that is also required. Other service facilities and electrical installations are there in the industry. Some buildings are there, whatever the maintenance required for that building, etc. Because everything is going smooth, and there is a you can say sudden failure of one of the electric station, and in industry for many of the machines high voltage supply is there. Assume that 440 that volt, and some furnace is there, and very high voltage supply and high ampere supply is required, and at that certain case some short circuit occurs. Imagine that what will happen. So this is also one of the important part, though it is not directly related to production, but this care is also required to be taken. Central stores, then roadways, what are in the industry. To carry out and facilitate the periodic inspection of equipment and facilities to know the condition related to their failure and stoppage of production. Periodic inspection of equipment. After 1 month, all lathe machines will be inspected. Like for example, after 15 days, all the drilling machines, like that. So periodic intervals and checking the working of that machine. To prepare inventory list of the spare parts and material required for maintenance. Very, very important. We are saying that to go for overhauling, to check the repairs and lubrication and oil and grease and what are the things required, but it should be in stock. Then and then only the material function will, this maintenance function will work. So what are the spare parts required for this maintenance? What is the oil and grease required for this maintenance? And what are the different things that are main parts of the maintenance? It is required to be considered. So this is very important. Okay, so this is about functions of maintenance. Continued. The different functions of maintenance. To ensure the cost-effective maintenance. As we are, one company is going for maintenance, but the cost should be, it should not happen that the maintenance cost is more than the production cost. To forecast the maintenance expenditure and prepare a budget and to ensure the maintenance expenditure as per the planned budget. If it is a small industry, no problem. If it is a bigger industry, it should maintenance, there should be a budget for the maintenance, that what is the budget and what is the actual cost during that 3 months, 6 months and annual year for budget, and whether there should be a comparison between these. To recruit and train personnel to prepare the maintenance workforce for effective and efficient plant maintenance. It is not the case that anyone can go for this maintenance. So here some skilled operators and skilled workers are required, because to diagnose the fault of that particular machine. See, you can take here the example. After the breakdown, or you can say your bike or car is not working effectively, not functioning properly, then you have to go for the garage, and the garage person is having, he will take just one ride, or he will start, and just by this noise and this, he will comment that okay, this part there may be the problem, or some will say that okay, this is the problem, due to this your bike is not functioning or not working properly. So this is to recruit and train, to recruit the persons having good skill, and again after that also train them in order that what are the plant facilities, what are the different machines, and what is the schedule and what expertise is required. To implement safety standards as required for the use of specific equipment or certain categories of equipment such as boiler, overhead cranes and chemical plants. See, to implement the safety standard, it is not only that the maintenance it will carry. So overhead crane, it is having capacity of 25 tons. It should be limited up to 25 tons. In industry, there are cases that okay, 30 ton, the factor of safety is 1.5, it will not break. It will not break for one time. But if you will use continuously, the 30 ton lifting load lifting by using 25 ton capacity crane, definitely the load on the machine and etc. one time it will fail. So safety standards, what are the safety standards for use of any specific equipment? Then the maintenance will say, okay, first do this, then second do this, then start the button, then ensure that complete oiling is there, and then only start the operation, something like. So there is you can call it as SOP, standard operating procedure. You just Google it, you will come to know the SOP for different instruments. So what is the SOP? Then boiler, then SOP for operating overhead cranes, then chemical plants. This should be prepared by this maintenance department. To develop the management information system to provide information to the top management regarding the maintenance activities. So to develop MIS, management information system. So here to provide the information to top management that about maintenance activity, what are the different activities going on as per maintenance system. To monitor the equipment condition at regular intervals. This is also important, to equipment condition at regular intervals, and whether the equipment is performing as per standards or not. To ensure proper inventory control of spare parts and other materials required. To ensure the proper inventory control of spare parts. So the maintenance is working, the department is working smoothly, everything is going on. If there is no proper inventory as per as the maintenance spare parts and maintenance material is concerned, then again there will be a problem. So this is also one of the important functions. Let us proceed further, friends. In terms of plant operation, the functions of maintenance are, see, we have seen the generalized. Now we will take the word plant. So plant operations, what are the functions of maintenance? The plant must be available as and when required. Complete plant. So there should not be any breakdown. The plant must not break down during the actual operation state. Let us take any plant. So it should not break down. Once we say that the plant is working effectively, it should work effectively. The plant must operate in an efficient manner at required level of plant operation. If it is suggested that the plant capacity is for producing 10 ton of material per day, then it should operate in efficient manner that it should produce 10 ton of material per day. Just for example, if any plant is there, you can say sugar plant, and it is having the capacity that 5,000 tons per day sugar capacity. It is 5,000 per day, it should be assured. If more, no problem, but less number should not be there. The downtime must not interfere the production runs. If there is some downtime, if some breakdown is there, so it should not interfere with the production runs. The production runs should go simultaneously. And the downtime due to breakdown should be minimum. So there are two downtimes. So first downtime is for scheduled, and second due to breakdown, it should be minimum. So it will not be the case that no any machine will go breakdown in lifetime. It is not the, it is idle condition. It will not happen. So there are certain breakdowns, but after the breakdown will occur, the target should be, the time should be minimum. Downtime due to breakdown should be minimum. So immediately within half an hour, 1 hour, how that breakdown or that non-working machine can be converted into working center. This is the task. To accomplish this condition, there must be complete cooperation between and mutual understanding between the maintenance and production. Very, very important. These two departments should go hand in hand. Then and then only it will possible. There must be effective maintenance policy for planning, controlling, and directing all maintenance activities. And it is not the case that without concern of the production, the maintenance person will come, okay, now I will do preventive maintenance, stop your working. It should not be the case. There should be a plan. How will do, who will do, when, on which machine, what is the time required, whether it is hampering the schedule. If not, then what is the procedure and when it will done, in the lunch break or in the free time without affecting, or at all if required to affect the production, then at what time the production can be affected, so that the further some levels can be adjusted, so that less disturbance as per as the production schedule is concerned. So these are the different things. The plant maintenance department must be well organized, adequately staffed, sufficiently experienced, and adequate in number of to carry out corrective and timely maintenance. So we have already discussed sufficient number of staff, experience should be there, and adequate in number to carry out corrective and timely maintenance. Adequate in numbers in a fabrication shop, electric and mechanical, two different types of maintenance are there, and 2 persons under one electric and 2 persons under mechanical. And at a time, there are 3 breakdowns due to electric. Only 2 workers are there. So they will complete the first. It is possible, if it is possible to complete one by one, then they will, or simultaneously, then they will, one will go for first breakdown, second will go for second breakdown, but third has to wait until and unless the first 2 will get completed. So sufficient number of staffs. And it is not the case that, okay, then go for a 10% recruitment. But if no any breakdown is occurring in per day or 1 or 2 places, then remaining 8 will be idle. So this should not. There should be a golden mean of this. This is a typical organization structure of a department. So you can see here. Okay, so organizing maintenance department. So this is one we can say the generalized concept. So you can see, or generalized structure. So in all the industry, the structure will be there. It is not the case. So generalized structure is there. So we will focus on the maintenance. So there will be a work manager. Under the work manager, there are different departments like manufacturing superintendent, then industrial engineer, then plant engineer, and production control superintendent, many. So here we will focus on this plant. Then utility engineer, job and cost control superintendent, and maintenance engineer and housekeeping. So here we will concentrate on this maintenance engineer. So it is, then again under him this there is one maintenance superintendent. So he will handle all these, supported by the maintenance superintendent. Again under maintenance superintendent there are different foremans. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us see, there are different units. Repair crew, oilers and filters. So here the one repair separate repair crew is there. Some persons are there, and oilers and filters are there. This is maintenance foreman 2. This is electrician, motor mechanics and helpers. Maintenance, 3 person is there unit. Welders, masons, carpenters, painters, helper. This is total different unit. 4, it is related to pipe and pipe fittings. Plumbers, pipe fitters, helpers. 5th, machine mechanics, helper. So if any breakdown is there, then this maintenance superintendent, he has to decide here that who is required to send, and accordingly he will send. If any one of the shop floor, and if there is some water supply is required and the tubing and piping is required, it will come to direct this plumber and pipe fitters. Depending upon the case to case, it will vary. So this is generalized structure. It will not exactly, you can say, same for all the cases, depending upon, again, I have seen here only maintenance engineer 1. So if there are units in that particular shop, for example, one is fabrication shop, then another is the machine shop. These 2 shops are there. So in fabrication, they will have separate maintenance engineer. Machine shop have separate maintenance engineer. Under fabrication, they will have 2-3 different units like electric, motors, then repair, and then mechanical 3 units. In machine shop also, they will have 3 different units. So like this, it will continue. So depending upon shop to shop and what are the different unit in that shop is concerned, this will vary. The organization structure. This okay, we have discussed. Now let us proceed, friend, toward the types of production. So let us start the different types of production. So maintenance, this is a very important point. A question has already been asked and can also be asked based on this, or also MCQ type that this category belongs to that type of maintenance. This can also be asked. So maintenance, you can see here, planned maintenance, and then unplanned maintenance. Very first 2 types are there, planned and unplanned. In unplanned, there is only one, emergency maintenance at emergency. And in planned, there are 3 types, preventive, corrective, and predictive. So friends, in preventive, there is running maintenance, shutdown maintenance, schedule maintenance. So in preventive, there are 3 types. When the shop is running, it is preventive maintenance. When there is a shutdown, and then when there is a scheduled maintenance after 1 week. Irrespective of breakdown, this should be followed like this. Corrective maintenance, again, there are 2 types, breakdown and shutdown. Corrective, after something happens, then only correction action is required. Until and unless something is happening, no correction action is required. So this is corrective. After a certain breakdown, this will occur. And then predictive. So by having the use of some modern tools and techniques, one can predict that, okay, there is a certain noise and vibration, and by analyzing, or you can say one good word, condition monitoring of that particular bearing and the gears, it can be predicted that the bearing will fail in 1 month as per as the noise and vibration condition is concerned. So this is one of the predictive maintenance. An unplanned maintenance, emergency, that complete that electric, some short circuit is there, and due to that short circuit, 2 machines are not working, and after that all the plugs are switch off, cut, etc. Supply is cut completely. But first task is to repair that 2 machines, and second task is, or 2 simultaneous tasks we can say, to bring the electric system, whatever it short circuit is there, up to previous level. So these are the 2 tasks. So these are the different types of maintenance. We will discuss, friends, one by one. So let us start with the planned maintenance. So in planned maintenance, the maintenance action is carried out with some 4 thoughts: prior planning, record keeping, and control action. These can be classified as preventive, corrective, predictive. One by one we will discuss in planned: preventive, corrective, predictive. Preventive maintenance. The name only indicates that prevention is better than cure. Let us try not to happen anything. That is preventive. Prevention is better than cure. After something happens, then go for curing. Why? Let us start, take action, try to prevent it rather than cure. It is a set of activities that are performed on plant equipment, machinery, and systems before the occurrence of failure, in order to protect them and to prevent or eliminate any degradation of the operating conditions. before any failure occurs, before the occurrence, certain activities on the plant equipment or machinery they will perform in order to avoid it, to eliminate it, to prevent it, the failure, or the maintenance carried out at predetermined intervals according to the prescribed criteria and intended to reduce the probability of failure or degradation. Intended to reduce the probability. It is not the guarantee that if you will go for preventive, there will not be maintenance, but there are chances. So predetermined intervals after 15 days, after 1 month, whatever, this will be carried out and intended to reduce the probability of failure. The probability of failure reducing, the aim is to reduce. We cannot say that 100% there will be no any maintenance or no any breakdown occurs if we will go for preventive. No one can say, but there are chances that no or less failure will occur if one will go for this preventive type of maintenance. Again, there are 3 different methods suggested: running maintenance, scheduled maintenance, and shutdown maintenance. So you can see here running maintenance. Running maintenance, which includes those maintenance activities that are carried out while the machine or equipment is running. The lathe machining is running, and while it is running, the activities, for example, lubrication is there, adjusting the nut and bolts, some tightening the loose bolts, tightening the nuts, etc. So, or adjusting the somewhat play in that particular lathe machine or something like that. So this is nothing but running maintenance when the machine is working. Scheduled maintenance is any variety of scheduled maintenance to an object, item of equipment. So specifically, planned maintenance is a scheduled service visit carried out by a competent or suitable agent to ensure that an item of equipment is operating correctly and therefore avoid any unscheduled breakdown and downtime. See, scheduled maintenance. So it is one type of planned maintenance. You say after 1 month, after 15 days, a competent or suitable agent. So the person who is having good knowledge, by just taking a functioning or just observing for 2-3 minutes for that lathe machine, or just having some operation, he will come to know that okay, turning excellent way, no problem, no any plays in the guideways, no any vibration. So everything is at desired and there will be no any unscheduled breakdown or downtime. So this, and you can take the example of this is car maintenance. So car you take bike after 2000 kilometers or 3 months, whichever is earlier, one has to go for changing the oil and cleaning these filters, air filters, etc. as far as two-wheeler is concerned. Let us assume that may be the case for 5000 or 10,000 kilometers of a car, and after this going for maintenance of this car. So again, there are different parts, that whether the different parts are working properly. This the expert in the garage will take a ride and he will decide that whether any part is required to replace. Is there some noise, unwanted noise or something, or whether you take this four-wheelers. So just having a ride, it will come to know that the wheel balancing is required, not as per the requirement, and due to this it is not working effectively. So again, wheel balancing. So this all comes under the scheduled type of maintenance. Then shutdown maintenance. It is a set of preventive maintenance activities that are carried out when the production lies in total stoppage situation. So this is shut down not due to the breakdown. This is carried out when there is no use. I have already given you example. Many of the maintenance activities are carried out in the lunch break, or if there is only one shift working, then after the shift timing is over, then this activity is carried out. These are performed generally after 3 or 6 months, depending upon the requirement, depending upon the use of any facility, and what is the importance of that particular facility. These activities are carried out. This involves the inspection of plant items which are known or suspected to occur. So let us take any of the machine gearbox. So if it is check after 3 months, so the inlet oil temperature, outlet oil temperature, it will check. It will give whether it is heating beyond requirement or as per the requirement by using some of the sensors. Then one can go for checking the noise and vibration of the gearbox and bearing. It will also predict that whether it will any suspected error is there, so that attention is required. So these all things covered under this shutdown maintenance. Okay, friends. So we will stop here. The remaining bit we will cover in the next lecture today only.